G'day little nippers and welcome to the show and to another Top 10 video. Top 10 of what, you may ask?
Dr. Lecter, my name is Clarice Starling. May I speak with you?
I'm gonna crack you like an acorn and eat you for dinner with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Yep, we are going to do the top 10 miscasted characters in telly and film. Characters that look so out of place and weird in a role, it's like casting Warwick Davis to play Shrek.
Oh, hello there!
So, let's kick things off.
Okay, let's do it.
Good work.
Number 10. Matthew Broderick as Simba in The Lion King. Starting off our list is a complete disaster caster with Matthew Broderick. You know, that guy from Inspector Gadget.
No! I gotta get out of here.
Playing Simba in The Lion King. Why? Just why? He doesn't have a great voice or the charismatic attitude of a king, and when you hear Hollywood giants like Jeremy Irons as Scar and James Earl Jones as Mufasa, Broderick just seems, I don't know, out of place and a little random at times. I mean, it's just weird. And I don't want to think of...
No! I gotta get out of here.
When I picture Disney's greatest, this is one lion's share I could well do without. Number 9. Hugh Jackman as P.T. Barnum in The Greatest Showman. Okay, now before anyone says anything, I just got one thing to show you just to prove my point. Look. Yes, look. Look! Yeah, do I really need to say anything else? I mean, he looks nothing like him. And don't get me wrong, Showman is a great movie, and Hugh Jackman does a superb job of conveying a man like P.T. Barnum. Is he P.T. Barnum, though? Our realism survey says... Oh. Okay. Again, Hugh does a great job in the film, and the film is pretty good too. But is it a realistic example of the man himself? No. No, it is not. Number 8. Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider in Ghost Rider. Okay, seriously guys, why Cage? The Ghost Rider in the comics was cool and righteous and knew what he had to do after years of adaptation. What did we get? Well, this apparently. I mean, even the film isn't that great, save for the one transformation scene, which was the first, and regrettably the last, most awesome thing in the movie. Cage, you really need a word with the director on this one, because I got nothing. Nothing more to say. Except why? 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 Number 7. Mia Wasikowska as Alice and Johnny Depp as the Mad Hatter in Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland. Or is it
Crimes Against Underland. Our
first double header on this list comes with a serious what were you thinking, guys? Tim, I know you and Johnny are friends, but you really do not have to cast him in everything you do. And to be frank, the Mad Hatter was a terrible choice. Depp clearly did not understand the character and was attempting to make him a logical character in an illogical world. Then there was Mia Wasikowska as Alice. I mean, this girl's an awful actor anyway, but she made Alice so boring and uninteresting, bringing next to nothing new or exciting to the role. I remember thinking,
I love you, Margaret, but this is my life. I'll decide what to do with it. You're lucky to have my sister for your wife.
do I need to put the trash out tonight?
I know you'll be good to her. Be watching
No.
very closely.
No, I don't. Awful choice, Burton, and I think you should really learn from this one. Number 6. Kevin Costner as Robin Hood in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Call me crazy, but wouldn't people speak in an English accent if they live in bleeding Britain?
And by God, we take it back.
Kevin does do a bad acting job here, but his mannerism and accent at times are really distracting. So much so that it even took me out of the movie a couple of times. I think even the spoof of Robin Hood's lead, you know, the guy from Men in Tights, would have seriously been a better casting than Kevin in the real serious film.
Unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent.
Yep, it's pretty bad when the lead actor in a spoof can do the part better and more convincing as Robin Hood than you do.
And by God, we take it back.
Number 5. Jack Black as Carl Denham and Adrian Brody as Jack in King Kong. Another double header, and oh my god guys, what idiotic idea came through your heads to cast Jack Black in a movie about King Kong? In fact, let's play a game. It's called Take My Line Seriously. In this game, I play a clip and you see how long it takes you before you stop taking it seriously. Are you ready? Are you sure? Here we go.
Imagine if you will.
0.4 of a second. That was 0.4 of a second. Can we have a round of applause? It took 0.4 of a second before you stopped taking it seriously. Well done. Thank you for playing. Seriously, he looks and speaks so out of place, and the particular acting style he has simply does not fit into the 30s retro feeling of the setting.
Life intervened. I've come into possession of a map.
And Adrian, you're a good actor, but you certainly are no Jack. Literally, anyone else cast would have been a better casting and be less random than Adrian Brody. I remember him popping up on screen when he first appeared and being like, oh, it's Adrian Brody. Huh. And no matter how many times they called him Jack, I simply saw Adrian Brody. Sorry guys, but these were not the roles for you. Simple as that.
What are you, Mr. Driscoll? A lion? Or a chimpanzee? Take this.
Number 4. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
What killed the dinosaurs?
Well, I actually heard that it was an asteroid or something that hit Mexico a couple of million years ago, and then
Ice Age!
Number 3. Robin Williams as Patch Adams from Patch Adams. Okay. Really? When I first saw this movie, I thought, that was a nice, funny, emotionally fueled movie. Then I learned it was based on the real guy, and I thought, wow, that was such a clever movie. Then I learned that the guy it was based off was still alive. Then I thought, that's a weird thing to do a movie about. And then I learned that almost nothing about the real Hunter Adams was portrayed in this film, as said by the man himself.
When you've had a fairly simple film made of your life by a person a foot shorter than you, people still feel they have a sense that they know you.
And that's when I learned Robin Williams was miscast. I mean, I get where they were going with it, but I think Robin's method and acting style is not suited to this particular scenario. Because the guy is still alive, and he's literally a source that was barely utilised. The result was just, I don't know, some odd and completely misleading story about the real teachings and methods from the real Hunter Adams, just so Hollywood could make a quick buck. Number 2. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman.
We don't have to depend upon the kindness of monsters. It was very cute, you know, right?
No, I said playing Lex Luthor.
Cherry.
Jesse, do you think you could play Lex Luthor now? Really? This is what you're going with? Okay. This one's really bad, guys. Really bad. I'm not sure if Jesse was directed to play Lex like this, or just taking his own interpretation of the character in the comics. But in the comics, Lex Luthor was so many things that Jesse simply was not. Mature, conniving, intelligent, and with a hint of dramatic flair and elegance. The Lex Luthor in this film is like an evil, excitable puppy on Red Bull.
Cherry.
Played more as just a one-off obstacle to unite the DC Giants rather than an equal to pose a real threat to tearing them down. I don't exaggerate at all when I say that Lex Luthor in this movie, you are psychotic.
That is a 3-syllable word for any thought too.
Now shut up. Before we get to number 1, here are a few honourable mentions, as there's simply too many to put on a top 10 list now. Finally, the number 1 miscast character, Jaden Smith as Kite-Eye Rage in After Earth. Oh, I really do not know what is worse. The evident ego stroking for Will Smith trying to get his son into acting, because that worked so well last time, or the plain old-fashioned miscasting that was so bad it made this film bomb big time. Luckily, everyone could see it for what it is, which was just an awful, ego-stroking movie, and thanks to social media, made next to nothing at the box office. Let me explain why he is number 1. Not only is it an awful acting performance from Jaden and even Will in this film, but the story just seems rushed. Things went by so quickly that the audience could only catch a glimpse of something, and unfortunately it was all of the bad stuff rather than the good. An awful actor, a lazy film, completely forgettable, and with a personality of a stereotypical Beverly Hills brat, crowns Jaden the worst miscast character of all time. As I said, there are still so many I haven't mentioned on here, and I think I'll have to do another list for that. But for now, take care, little nippers, and be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and, if you can, support me on Patreon. See you in a while, crocodiles!
Oh, hello there!